Kamosida, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa, Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna, Krishnaya Devi, Namosida, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa, Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna, Krishnaya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Ranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Ranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Nityananda, Puranga Puranga, Radharani Shamasunda, Vrindavanari Bo, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Ranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nanda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nanda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Goranga, Goranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Anga Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Anga Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Anga Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Nanda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Srila Swarup, Nanda Paramahamsa, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Haribol, Haribol. Salamat po. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you very much, Elinette, and your family for the opening kirtan. Maraming salamat. I would like to welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam class. Continuation lang po ito. Nasa kantuan pa rin tayo. And before anything else, let us pay our obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine. Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Thank you very much, Mr. Freddie Merck. Haribo.
Namaste.
Namaste. So, continue na po tayo. I believe our first reader would be Mr. Pravin, no?
Please po, sir.
Okay, so we are just continuing our reading and discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. Anong kanto yan? At anong verse at saka anong text?
Canto 1, Chapter 18, Text 9.
Text 19. Haribol.
Go ahead,
Hari.
Mr. Pravin.
And what to speak of those who are under the direction of the great devotees, chanting the holy name of the Unlimited, who has unlimited potency? The personality of Godhead, unlimited in potency and transcendental by attributes, is called Ananta, that is unlimited. The Dvijabandhu, or the less intelligent, uncultured men born of higher castes, put forward many arguments against the lower caste men becoming Brahman in this life. They argue that birth in a family of Shudra or less than Shudra is made possible by one's previous sinful acts, and that one therefore has to complete the terms of disadvantages due to lower birth. And to answer these false logicians, Srimad Bhagavatam asserts that one who chants the holy name of the Lord under the direction of a pure devotee can at once get free from the disadvantages due to a lower caste birth. A pure devotee of the Lord does not commit any offense while chanting the holy name of the Lord. There are 10 different offenses in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. To chant the holy name under the direction of a pure devotee is offenseless chanting. Offenseless chanting of the holy name of the Lord is transcendental, and therefore such chanting can at once purify one from the effects of all kinds of previous sins. This offenseless chanting indicates that one has fully understood the transcendental nature of the holy name and has thus surrendered unto the Lord. Transcendentally, the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself are identical, being absolute. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord. The Lord is the all powerful personality of Godhead, and He has innumerable names, which are all non different from Him and are equally powerful also. In the last word of the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asserts that one who surrenders fully unto Him is protected from all sins by the grace of the Lord. Since his name and he himself are identical, the holy name of the Lord can protect the devotee from all effects of sins. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord can undoubtedly deliver one from the disadvantages of a lower caste birth. The Lord's unlimited power is extended on and on by unlimited expansion of the devotees. And can you move it a little bit? I cannot read beyond. Yeah, yeah, and incarnations. Thus, every devotee of the Lord and incarnations also can be equally surcharged with the potency of the Lord. Since the devotee is surcharged with the potency of the Lord, even fractionally, the disqualification due to lower birth cannot stand in the way. Haribol.
Haribol, Mr. Pravin. Thank you very much. So we can learn from this verse how some unscrupulous people, no, they, especially the group of people known as Vijabandhu. Vijabandhus are those people who were born in the family of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, priestly orders, but doesn't really act as Brahmanas in their life. In other words, instead of them doing doing their prescribed duty as a Brahmana, they uh, they are actually like um, karmis. They are like materialistic people. They just want to enjoy the pleasures of the world. But because of some status in society, many people, even in India, you go right now in India, there are many people who still believe that being a Brahmana has to be by birth, no? Or being a devotee of God must be by birth. In other words, if your father is a Brahmana, if you belong to a Brahmana family, automatically you become a Brahmana. Yeah? By name, yes. By name, you can call yourself a Brahmana, but not by qualification. The uh, Vedic scriptures tell us that the qualification to become a devotee of God, or the qualification to become a Brahmana, for instance, a real Brahmana, is by qualification, by your consciousness, by your way of life. You are not automatically a Brahmana simply because your father or you belong to a family of Brahmanas. That is not the case. No? Uh, Real
Self-effort,
Brahmana, pardon me,
self-effulgent.
yes, they are self-effulgent in a way because you can actually see them by their qualification. Yeah. So um, the the Vijabandhus are actually just trying to make believe amongst themselves that they are Brahmanas because of status. Because the status in India, if you're, for instance, if you're a Brahmana, you're given respect and considered to be the higher platform of religion or platform of spirituality if you're a Brahmana. Yeah, so some of them, or I would say many of them, actually play the role of being a Brahmana without any qualification. So even though they are materialistic, or they have a tendency to uh, the tendency of demoniac qualities like this, yeah, they make believe that they are Brahmanas. That's why it is condemned by Srimad Bhagavatam and even Bhagavad Gita. That in other words, if you're not born as a Brahmana, if you're not born, if your father is not a Brahmana or your family uh, doesn't belong to the Brahmana caste, that will only mean that you cannot be a Brahmana. You know, I have so many god brothers and even god sisters who are Brahmanas, but they don't have a family that's Brahmanas, or their father or their parents are not Brahmanas, and yet they are Brahmanas. Srila Prabhupada has accepted them as Brahmanas, So if you follow that ridiculous process of Brahmana by birth, then anyone who doesn't belong to the family of Brahmanas will forever be um, forever be outcast. In other words, you cannot be a Brahmana. But what is Brahmana? What is really the qualification of a Brahmana? The qualification of Brahmana is that, first and foremost, a person must understand that he is Brahman. Brahman means, you are not your physical body. You are eternal by nature. Yeah. You are spirit. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit, not matter. So, if you have this mindset, if you have this type of consciousness, you are a Brahmana. Whoever you are, whatever station of life you're in, if you have this understanding and realization that I am indeed a Brahman, I am indeed a spiritual being temporarily inside this material body, then you are actually a Brahmana. Yeah. So, uh, uh, we must not follow this so-called tradition of the Vijabandhus, because the Vijabandhus themselves, they're not even qualified to lead. Why? Because they are not teachers by example. They are not models by example. If you want to lead certain group, uh, if you want to lead, you become a leader. You have to be a teacher by example. You cannot say, I am Brahmana, and yet, you're engaged in smoking, you're engaged in drinking, you're engaged in prostitution, or you're engaged in all kinds of vices, etc. You cannot do that. The reason why they really want to push this Brahmana by tradition or Brahmana by birth is because most of them cannot follow the qualifications of a Brahmana. The qualifications of a Brahmana is truthfulness, cleanliness, um, humility, okay, and uh, and mercy. These are the qualification of a Brahmana. How can you become a Brahmana when your lifestyle is based on eat, drink, and be merry? You cannot be a Brahmana if your lifestyle is the same lifestyle as that of the materialists or materialistic people. It's not possible. Yeah. So uh, let's continue our reading.
Ma'am Pinky.
Haribol, namaste. Text
Hi,
20.
all, Pinky. Is this Pinky?
Yes po, Haribol.
Go ahead,
Text,
Pinky.
text 20. Translation. It is now ascertained that He, the personality of Godhead, is unlimited and there is no one equal to Him. Consequently, no one can speak of Him adequately. Great demigods cannot obtain the favor of the goddess of fortune even by prayers. But this very goddess renders service unto the Lord, although he is unwilling to have such service. Purport. The personality of Godhead, or the Paramesvara Parabrahman, according to the Shrutis, has nothing to do. He has no equal, nor does anyone excel him. He has unlimited potencies, and his every action is carried out systematically in his natural and perfect ways. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in himself, and he has nothing to accept from anyone else, including the great demigods like Brahma. Others ask for the favor of the goddess of fortune, and despite such prayers, she declines to award such favors. But still she renders service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he has nothing to accept from her. The personality of Godhead in his Garbhodakashayi Vishnu feature begets Brahma, the first created person in the material world, from his navel lotus stem, and not in the womb of the goddess of fortune, who is eternally engaged in his service. These are some of the instances in his complete independence and perfection. That he has nothing to do does not mean that he is impersonal. He is transcendently so full of inconceivable potencies that simply by his willing everything is done without physical or personal endeavor. He is called therefore Yogesvar, or the Lord of all mystic powers. Haribo
Okay,
Namaste.
thank you very much, Pinky. Thank you. So, uh, being a devotee of God, or if you want to aspire to become a devotee of God or aspire to become a Brahman, yeah, uh, you can you can actually achieve Brahminical quality if you simply follow the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, for instance, or Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, Vanasteva, Gatir Anyata. Yeah, meaning if you simply follow the instructions of chanting the holy names of Krishna through your japamala beads or chanting aloud like this, yeah, through hearing and chanting, that is very powerful already. In other words, by engaging in those activities, you will be able to actually achieve the absolute truth or Krishna. What more if it is guided by a bona fide spiritual master, a confidential, loving servant of God? In other words, if you are a disciple or a student of a pure devotee of God, Krishna, and you follow in his instructions, uh, it is actually very easy now to achieve uh, um, perfection in life. What is perfection in life? The perfection in life is really uh, to understand that you are spirit, you are not matter. Not only that, you actually understand or realize that you are not God, that you are part and parcel of God, and that your natural function is to be engaged in the loving service of God. Yeah. And the goal of life is actually to be able to extricate yourself from the ocean of material existence. Because the ocean of material existence is the vicious cycle of birth and death, no? Birth, death, birth, death, birth. Ganun lang yan dito sa material world. Yeah? So what is the goal? of a person who is in the material world. His real goal is to be able to transcend the four miseries of life, to transcend all the miseries of life. Yeah. So, uh, very important, very important to have a bona fide spiritual master. Yeah. Even though you're not yet a a formally initiated disciple, you are simply accepting your spiritual master as the confidential loving servant of God, or representative, pure representative of Krishna in this world. Yeah, you're already qualified. You're already qualified to become a brahmana. You're already qualified to become a devotee of God. Yeah. In other words, at the time of death, even though you are not officially initiated disciple, yeah, at the time of death, it can actually propel you to the spiritual world. Your consciousness will propel you, yeah, to the spiritual world. Sometimes it is even Krishna who comes here and grabs your hand. Let's go. Like this. Because relationship with Krishna is very personal and reciprocal. Yeah, reciprocal. Hindi lang one way, it's two-way always. If the devotee uh, if the devotee experiences and develops his love for Krishna, the the um, uh, the intensity of the of the devotee's desire to love Krishna will have the same intensity by Krishna also to love you, to love his servant. So we are never alone. We are never alone. You know why? Don't ever think that you are alone in this world, because you have the Lord within your heart. You have the Param Brahman. You have the Paramatma that is always guiding you to Krishna. You have Krishna in your heart that will guide you to find a bona fide spiritual master. And a bona fide spiritual master will guide you to Krishna. So it is described in the Bhagavad Gita, by the mercy of the spiritual master, one, by the mercy of Krishna, rather, by the great mercy of Krishna, because you can have a relationship with Krishna anytime you want. So if Krishna sees that you are actually surrendered to him, and you really desire to have a relationship with the spiritual master, to Guru Dev, so by his mercy you're able to actually meet, yeah, a bona fide spiritual master. And by the mercy of the spiritual master, you shall be able to actually achieve Krishna. Yan yung tinatawag natin, the law of spiritual love. There is a law of spiritual love. Krishna knows the heart of our hearts. Krishna knows us better than we know ourselves, kung tutusin mo. He knows us better than we know ourselves. So all the secrets that you have inside your heart is known by Krishna. So if you're really crying to surrender to Guru Dev, Yeah, Krishna will make it possible. Will make it possible for you to actually surrender and be be a student or a disciple of a bona fide spiritual master. So right now, most of you here are not are not initiated disciple. It's okay. Don't worry about it. What is important is your consciousness. What is important is your surrender to Krishna. Yeah. Because if you're surrendered to Krishna, the spiritual master will guide you to him. It is the spiritual master who will guide you to him. Okay, let's read more. Sinong next reader natin?
Ma'am Shani.
Sharni, go ahead, Sharni.
Haribol namaste everyone. Haribol.
Namaste.
Who can who can be worthy of the name of the Supreme Lord but the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna? Brahmaji collected the water emanating from the nails of his feet in order to award it to Lord Shiva as a worshipful welcome. This very water, the Ganges, is purifying the whole universe, including Lord Shiva. The corruption of many gods in the Vedic
Conception,
literature.
the conception.
I'm sorry, sir. Wala kasi akong glasses. I'm reading it po on screen.
Mhm.
The conception of many gods in the Vedic literatures by the ignorant is completely wrong. The Lord is one without a second, but He expands Himself in many ways, and this is confirmed in the Vedas. Such expansions of the Lord are limitless, but some of them are the living entities. The living entities are not as powerful as the Lord's plenary expansions, and therefore there are two different types of expansions. Lord Brahma is generally one of the living entities, and Lord Shiva is the via medium between the Lord and the living entities. In other words, even demigods are never equal to or greater than Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and all powerful demigods like Brahma and Shiva are engaged in worship of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Therefore, who can be more powerful than Mukunda or Lord Krishna to be factually called the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The goddess of fortune, Lakshmiji, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva are not independently powerful. They are powerful as expansions of the Supreme Lord, and all of them are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. And so also are the living entities. There are four sects of worshipful devotees of the Lord, and the chief amongst them are the Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Sri Sampradaya, descending directly from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, respectively. Besides the above mentioned three Sampradayas, there is the Kumara Sampradaya, descending from Sanat Kumara. All of the four original Sampradayas are still scrupulously engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord up to date. And they all declare that Lord Krishna, Mukunda, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and no other personality is equal to him or greater than him. Haribol Namaste po. Thank you.
Well, Sharni, thank you very much. So we learn that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. No, he is. He doesn't. He is second to none. He's never second. He's always there, number one. He's always on top. Okay, that is the definition of God. You know, if there is somebody, if there is somebody higher than him, he is not. He doesn't fall into the definition of God. The definition of God is that He is the supreme personality of Godhead, number one, and He doesn't have a second. He is second to none. Okay, so that is really the definition of God. Yeah, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, uh, although they are very powerful living entities, they're actually very powerful um, personalities, demigods, but they cannot be on equal level with Krishna. Yeah, they cannot. In India, would you believe this? Huh? In India, they even say that Lord Shiva is powerful, is more powerful than Krishna. Am I right, Mr. Praveen?
Yes, sir. There are, those people, Shaivites, what we call them Shaivites. You
Yeah.
know Vaishnavites and Shaivites, right? So Vaishnavites
Mm,
are Vishnu and Krishna, but Shaivites are Shiva. So,
mm.
those people don't even go to the temple of Shiva, many people. And don't those who are Shaivites, they do not
Mm.
go to Krishna's temple or
Yeah.
Krishna or Vishnu's like that.
You know why they do that? Because they are materialists. Actually, in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that if a person worships the demigods, okay, if a person worships a demigod, he is considered to be very unintelligent. And the demigods who receives this worship by their devotees are also considered very unintelligent individuals. Yeah, so it's already the sastras or the Vedas itself that tells us about who these personalities are. Of course, because they are great personalities, we offer our obeisances to them. No, we offer our respects to Lord Shiva, to Lord Brahma, and to all the demigods. We worship. We offer our humble obeisances, but we don't worship them. Okay, because the Bhagavad Gita says so. Krishna himself says so. You know, so they are the what is also known as a tripartite God. Hmm? The tripartite. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu. Parang ganon. Parang yan yung parang divinity nila. Uh, their version of divinity. Kasi di ba sa Christian world, may version sila ng divinity. No? Or Trinity. Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Ganyan. No? Sa Vedas, meron din silang ganyan. Parang ganon din. Yeah. So, some of these teachers uh, of this following, they say that Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva are one and the same. Parang three persons in one God din sila. Ganon din ang sinasabi nila, you know. But it is never, you can never find that in the Bhagavad Purana, in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. You can never find that. You can never find a verse that says Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are actually in equal terms with Lord Vishnu. No, no. In other words, if you commit an offense against Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and pray, you try to uh, worship let's say the goddess of fortune, si Lakshmi, yeah, Lakshmi will never accept your offerings or your prayers. She will not. Why? Because, her focus is serving Krishna or serving Lord uh, Vishnu or Lord Narayan. And when you try to disregard Lord Vishnu or Krishna, if you disregard them, then what do you think uh, uh, goddess of fortune will think about you? Hmm? It's like, you know, um, it's like a family. The mother and father, they are loving. They are very close to each other, right? And then here you are actually insulting the that father, insulting that person. You think the mother will agree with you? You think that the mother uh, will give you some blessings or something like that? No, because it is the law of spiritual love. So in spirituality, this law of spiritual love is uh, it is actually being followed to the letter, because the law of spiritual love is based on our it is actually based on our freedom. The law of spiritual love is based on our freedom, and also it is based on our relationship with Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, so let's read furthermore.
Mama Bell.
Mabel, go ahead, Mabel.
Haribol, Namaste, Haribol everyone.
Haribo.
Text 22, translation. Self-controlled persons who are attached to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna can all of a sudden give up the world of material attachment, including the gross body and subtle mind, and go away to attain the highest perfection of the renounced order of life, by which non-violence and renunciation are consequential. Purport. Only the self-controlled can gradually be attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Self-controlled means not indulging in sense enjoyment more than is necessary, and those who are not self-controlled are given over to sense enjoyment. Dry philosophical speculation is a subtle sense enjoyment of the mind. Sense enjoyment leads one to the path of darkness. Those who are self-controlled can make progress on the path of liberation from the conditional life of material existence. The Vedas, therefore, enjoined that one should not go on the path of darkness, but should make a progressive march towards the path of light of liberation. Self-control is actually achieved not by artificially stopping the senses from material enjoyment, but by becoming factually attached to the Supreme Lord, by engaging one's unalloyed senses in the transcendental service of the Lord. The senses cannot be forcibly curbed by curbed, but they can be given proper engagement. Purified senses, therefore, are always engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. This perfectional stage of sense engagement is called Bhakti Yoga. So those who are attached to the means of Bhakti Yoga are factually self-controlled and can all of a sudden give up their homely or bodily attachment for the service of the Lord. This is called the Paramahamsa stage. Hamsas or swans accept only milk out of a mixture of milk and water. Similarly, those who accept the service of the Lord instead of Maya's service are called the Paramahamsas. They are naturally qualified with all the good attributes such as pridelessness, freedom of vanity, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, respectability, worship, devotion, and sincerity. All these godly qualities exist in a devotee of the Lord spontaneously. Such Paramahamsas, who are completely given up to the service of the Lord, are very rare. They are very rare even amongst the liberated souls. Real non-violence means freedom from envy. In this world, everyone is envious of his fellow being, but a perfect Paramahamsa, being completely given up to the service of the Lord, is perfectly non-envious. He loves He loves every living being in relation with the Supreme Lord. Real renunciation means perfect dependence on God. Every living being is dependent on someone else because he is so made. Actually, everyone is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But when one forgets his relation with the Lord, he becomes dependent on the conditions of material nature. Renunciation means renouncing one's dependence on the conditions of material nature and thus becoming completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Real independence means complete faith in the mercy of the Lord without dependence on the conditions of matter. This Paramahamsa stage is the highest perfectional stage in Bhakti Yoga, the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Haribol, thank you very much.
Haribol, namaste. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mabel. Yeah, so we actually can learn something here that renunciation doesn't necessarily mean, you know, you veer away from the material sensual pleasure or the material or the temporary names and forms of this world. Not necessarily just veering away, because uh, the Mayavadi impersonalists are also doing that. They try to stay away from all kinds of sensual gratification. Yeah, as, because they want to become spiritual. Actually, it is described here in the Srimad Bhagavatam that that is really superficial. That is superficial. If you want to really be renounced, if you want to renounce yourself from the material sensual pleasure, you have to have a taste of love for God. You have to have a personal loving relationship, develop that loving relationship you have for Krishna. Because all of us all of us, we have this natural affinity to Krishna. You know what affinity means? Affinity means a sense of family. We're actually related to Krishna in love and devotion already. Yeah. But the problem is that we decided to run away from him. And because Krishna respects our freedom, he allows that to happen, that you forget about your relationship with Krishna. Yeah. So real renunciation really means to develop your love for God. If you develop your love for God, automatically your desire for sense enjoyment decreases. We've talked about this several times. Like if you're if you're uh, if you are if your love for Krishna increases, yeah, automatically your detachment from material from material energy decreases. Ganun yan. If you're attracted to Krishna, automatically your attraction for the world decreases. If your attraction for the world is increased, your attraction for Krishna decreases. Hindi po pwede yan ganyan, hindi pwede. Because it runs counter with the law of spiritual love. So you cannot serve, in the Bible it is described, one cannot serve two masters at the same time. Either you serve one master and despise the other. You cannot both of them serve. That's serving two masters at the same time. Hindi po pwede yan. Hindi mangyayari yan. So, the proper way to have, the reason why, rather, the reason why you lose interest in the temporary names and forms of this world, because your attraction for Krishna is increasing day by day. That's why your attraction for the world is decreasing also. And it is not artificial or superficial. Your uh, your uh, your attraction for the world decreasing is not artificially um, it is not artificial, in other words. It is natural. Why? Because if you have love for Krishna, it is actually called uh, 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 a it is actually called a a very very um, superior type of happiness that you feel. You begin to feel superior happiness because it is transformative. You're um, in your heart. You feel this like you are eating in a feast. When you're in a feast, for instance, yeah, there's so many food. You get a plate, you fill it up with food, and then you eat it, and then you have seconds and probably thirds, okay? And then after that, you feel very, very full. You can actually feel love for God. So if you feel that, that is considered love for God is actually considered to be the goal of life. That is the that is the uh, that is the purpose, no, of all yoga system. The purpose of all yoga system is to have a loving relationship with God, the Supreme Person, Krishna, the Supreme Person. That is goal of all yoga systems, bhakti yoga. That's why yung mga tao, those people who are experiencing this sweet love for God, it is actually very sweet. They are called Paramahamsa. Hamsas actually, they're they are described as like swan-like, no, swan-like, because the swans, they only they're very, they're you can see them in lakes like that, in ponds. They only get the nectar of, let's say, the water. They only sip the nectar of that water. They don't sip the dirty water. Yeah, that's why they're called hamsas or swan-like. Paramhamsa means great. Para means great. Great swan-like personalities. Yeah, they are called Paramahamsas, or great or pure devotees of the Lord. They're able to actually taste the sweetness of love for God in their lives, because they're tasting this sweetness of love for God. Okay, that a person comes to the point of his natural condition. His natural condition is loving God. Loving God. Yan ang natural condition niya actually. He has developed this loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. So if you have that, if you have the taste, you will not be able, you will not get attracted to that inferior type of happiness. And the inferior type of happiness is the material sensual pleasure. Material sensual pleasure can never satisfy the soul. There is some, taste there. There is some joy in trying to satisfy your senses, right? But not enough to satisfy the soul. Not enough to satisfy you, the non-material self, because you are spiritual by nature and you need spiritual food. Yeah. So if you're tasting this love for God, automatically your taste for the material world totally decreases. Yan po yun. It's not, it is not artificial. It is not artificial. The only reason why you are giving up the four regulative principles, you give up gambling, you give up uh, uh, engagement in sensual pleasures like intoxicants. The reason why you're able to give that up, the reason why you're able to give up illicit sexual activities and meat eating, you have to remember that all of these are ano pa rin yan eh, attractive pa rin yan eh, attractive pa rin yan. Even devotees, no, when we get to see people eating barbecue or something like that, and then pag tinignan mo yun, may attraction pa din yun po eh. There's the you're still there's still some attraction, but because you are feeling a superior type of happiness, of love for God, the sweetness of love for Krishna, then you're able to give up all this inferior type of happiness. So it's not about hating let's say gambling. It's not about hating it. The only reason why you're able to give that up is because you're experiencing a higher taste. And ilang beses natin binigyan ng example yung no? Yung higher taste If you experience higher taste, automatically the taste of the inferior happiness doesn't seem to be attractive to you anymore. Di ba? for for the sake of those who have not heard it yet, you know, meron kang palanggana rito, okay? And it is actually full of fruits. Pero, ano na siya, half spoiled. These fruits that you have right here in front of you, yeah, but you are so hungry. You're so hungry. You want to eat because you're hungry. So if you see this half spoiled, bulok-bulok na mga mangga, you know, apples, grapes, and all kinds of fruits in front of you, pero half spoiled siya. What will you do if you're hungry? Pagtiyagaan mo yun, di ba? Kakainin mo yun, kukunin mo yun. Tanggalin mo yung mga spoiled parts. And then you still want to eat the non-spoiled parts. Right? Now, hindi mo alam, may nagsabi sa'yo, tumingin ka nga dyan sa likod mo, dami-daming fresh fruits, you know? So you turn your back like that, you have lots and lots of fresh fruits, malamig pa, pinapawisan pa yung mga ano, etong nasa harapan mo, yan, halos meron ng mga uod yan, kasi half-spoiled na nga eh. Whereas the other one, you're not aware of it, but somebody pointed out. You try to turn your back and you turn your back. Wow, ang dami pala nito. Now, would you still be attracted to this? Would you still be attracted to the half-spoiled fruits? Hindi na. Huwag mo na yan. You know, these are very fresh and newly harvested fruits. That is the reason why we're able to give up the inferior taste of material so-called sensual gratification. That is the only reason, because we're tasting a higher taste. Okay? So hanggang dito na lamang po tayo. Paki-bookmark na lang, George and Rhea. Paki-bookmark. Now, who is going to be our exit kirtan leader?
Mama Bell.
Okay, Mabel, would you like to do the exit kirtan?
Haribol, namaste.
Haribol.
Thank you for accepting my Kirtan. Please join me.
You're always welcome.
Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya, Bhutale, Srimad Sita, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa, Tinamune, Nama Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya, Bhutale, Srimad Sita, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa, Itinamine, Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Maraming salamat, Bel. Mabel, thank you very much for your wonderful exit kirtan. Salamat. Jai Krishna.
Iba from Canada.
Yeah, from Canada yan. Anyway, I'd like to thank our admins in the room, Rhea and Mr. Freddie Merck from America.
Maraming salamat, Sir RadhaSyam.
Haribol, namaste, my friend.
Haribol. Good morning.
Good morning na dyan sa inyo, no?
Yes po.
Dito gabi.
6 o'clock in the morning.
6 o'clock. Yan. Pero bilib ako dito kay Mr. Freddy. Talaga nagigising ng alas 5. 4:30 pa lang.
Hindi ako gising. Gising ako. Kasi nagtatrabaho ako ngayon eh.
Kaya nga. Thank you for always participating in our class, Mr. Freddy.
Yes sir, anytime. Minsan lang talagang wala nang time eh.
I'd like to thank our co-host sina Janner of Baguio and his family, Mina and Kalkidas. Maraming salamat, Mr. Janner. George.
Salamat, sir. Hare Krishna.
Walang anuman, Janner. Sino pa nga ba? Ang opening kirtan natin, si Elinet, no? And family. Thank you very much, Elinet, for your wonderful opening kirtan.
Haribol.
Jaya Krishna, Haribol. Yan. So, maraming salamat sa mga nag-participate, mga attendees. Yeah, I'll see you again on Friday. Tama ba? Ano ba ngayon? Wednesday, no? Yeah, Friday. Okay, so over to you, Rhea.
Thank you very much din po, Sir Radha, and thank you po sa lahat ng umaten. Thank you, Ma'am Elinet and Mama Bel. Wonderful kirtan. At sa lahat ng readers, Jaya Guru Dev Krishna po. Haribol.
Haribol, namaste. Mr. Ferdinand Fango, special mention. Good to see you. Okay. Si Day din, no? Si Day.
Signing off po. Haribol po sa lahat.
Haribol, namaste.
Haribol.
Thank you.